Hey, shop at Teesprings for all your goods merchandise. We got what you need. You need shirts? No problem. You need mugs? No problem. You ain't got no money? Problem. Get the red suit, get the monkey, raise some money, buy a shirt.
What the was that?
WTF!
WTF!
All right, so it's been a little bit since we did WTF.
Yes, and I'm back again.
Yes,
I'm officially Art.
WTF. If we can ever get Art back here, whenever he decides he wants to show back up and do the show. But yeah, so we got another cool, funny story. I want to say, public out there, can y'all do something sexy? Because I'm missing my sexy stories for WTF. But we still got something interesting. So this one actually takes place in the great state of Florida.
Of course. Does it have Florida man in it?
No, this one actually has Florida woman in it.
Okay, Florida woman.
Technically, there is a man in it, but he wasn't responsible. All right, so in Seminole County, Longwood, Florida. Let's see. There was a wedding involving her name is Dana Sabota. Look, this is a hard name. It's going to be up on screen. Sabota. Danya, actually, it could be because it's Danya. Danya Sabota. I think I got that right. I'll maybe edit this down and say it to where I said it right. Danya Sabota.
Danya! Get it right.
Sabota. All right, cool. Was just married.
She was just married. That's awesome.
She was just married.
That's amazing.
Had an amazing wedding. They invited friends and family out to the wedding. But during the reception, people started to feel a little weird.
Oh,
a little weird. Some people were reporting some stuff like they were nauseated. Some people were dizzy. Some people, one particular guest said, heart was beating so fast, they thought it was gonna stop. Another person had panic attacks, feared that they were going crazy.
Wow, okay.
You're like, man, they must have really either not liked her getting married or were super excited that she was getting married. I mean, those are the feelings that you would have when you go to a wedding, right? No, you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
Soon after all of these particular feelings were had by the guests, they called the paramedics. They could not figure out what was going on with the guests. All they could ask was that, did you guys eat something bad? And no one. But one guest was like, hey, I kind of feel like I'm stoned. I kind of feel like I'm stoned.
This February wedding in Florida went from this to this.
We're just at the wedding. Me and my girlfriend were talking, and I feel like there's some kind of drugs in me or something, and I don't know what's happening.
Oh man, I don't even know how I would feel. I would be pissed and happy at the same time.
So you would think that, right? But that's not what her guests were. Her guests were really pissed. None of them happy. Even the one person that was like, hey, I've been stoned before, so I know what this feeling feels like. None of them were happy because none of them were told about it. So you got to think about it. You're at a reception. There's going to be friends. There's going to be family. There's going to be old people. Possibly young people. They weren't like, oh, no, you can't have none. They were just like, everybody eat up. So everybody's high at this thing. So now you got to worry about how people are getting home.
Yeah.
And it's like, did some little kids eat this?
Yep.
Did some old people with heart problems? Obviously, the person thought he was gonna die.
Right.
And the other person having crazy thoughts. Thinking, how do you have crazy thoughts?
We ain't supposed to do that.
It's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to make you like, oh, I'm cool. It's like, I don't even like this couple, but yeah, good for them. So questions about this so far? No questions. So paramedics did arrive. They couldn't determine what was going on. They just tried to treat everybody for what was going on. So how do you think they found out?
How did they find out? I have no idea.
The girl admitted it when the friend asked. So the girl was like,
oh yeah,
hey,
by the way,
she was like, hey, is something in the food? Because I got some bread and I dipped it in the oil and that's the only thing that she had. And she was like, I ate the bread and then it's like, I feel like I'm stoned. She was like, oh yeah, we put weed in the food. And that friend told her. So she got arrested after the fact because they didn't understand what was going on.
So her honeymoon basically was in lockup. That's freaking hilarious.
So the police came picked up the leftovers of food, had the leftover food tested, and it had traces of THC in it. So she got prosecuted. Her and the caterer got prosecuted a felony for this. Did I write down specifically what the charge was? But basically, by giving them drugs, basically just tampering. It was tampering with food. There you go.
Yeah.
For tampering with food. The husband was not charged because he was unaware of the whole thing. He didn't know. And I wonder if he got high too.
I wonder what he ate. If he ate.
No, what he was
Did
like,
she tell him, hey, don't eat that?
No, you're good. Just stay sober. I need you tonight.
Exactly. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so it's funny part about it is that like they would have never even known if she hadn't admitted it. She could have just been like, "Oh man, y'all were all messed up. I don't know what happened to y'all." But because she told her friend, she was like, who asked her about it, it's like she went and knocked her out, and they ended up going to jail.
I don't know how I would feel.
How you would feel about the fact that you were given drugs and you weren't aware of it, or the fact that your friend knocked you out?
I don't know how I would feel. Like, I mean, obviously, drugs are gonna hit everybody different, right?
Yeah, drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad. So if it hit me wrong, then I'd be upset about it. If it hit me right,
dude, when they're saying
I might be okay, unless my kid eats it, then it's another whole
look, it was
story.
50 guests. Like I said, paramedics had to be called, so it's hitting everybody wrong. And that's one other thing. Not that I know this, but when you cook food with marijuana, or just like, because they even sell like just like THC, you're mixing it into the food. So you can get a portion, doesn't have a lot, or you get a portion, load.
Right.
So
I got you.
It's really hard to equally disperse that out through people. So obviously, what if you're going back and you're like, that food was pretty good, and you go and you get second plate, third plate, because the munchies started kicking in, and you're like, now you're super high. You might be having some crazy thoughts.
Yeah, you ain't even coming down because you're so high.
Exactly. So I understand why it would be an issue, but it is kind of funny to think about it. It was like, I bet you she was thinking it was like, you know what, I'm gonna make sure like your side of the family is kind of really stressed out, and my side of the family is really stressed out. They don't really like each other. We're just gonna get them all high. They're gonna be fun. They're gonna be all together. They're gonna be loving each other. And then it totally backfired, and that really sucks.
That absolutely sucks. You're never gonna forget that wedding. I'll tell you that.
No,
right
you're not. I wish I could see videos of it. You know how people post like boring ass videos of their wedding? They're like, oh look, I look so pretty, and they did this, and the flower girl. I want to see the people running around like, my skin is peeling off my.
Okay, just watch my wedding. All right.
I was there.
So in another not so happy ending, but of a different sort, a 20-year-old man survived after being admitted to an intensive care unit with excruciating lung injury brought on by overly aggressive masturbation.
How does that affect your lungs? How does that affect your lungs? I mean,
I will explain it to you, sir. Apparently, this is from WTF New York Post. The self-loving Swiss citizen recently rushed himself to a hospital in the city of Winterthur after experiencing crunching pain and a shortness of breath amid his solo stroke session.
Ha.
Subsequent x-rays revealed the man was suffering from spontaneous new mediastinum, a painful but typically benign disease where air leaks from the lung and becomes lodged in the rib cage.
To be honest, I feel like it's good that he found out then, because that seemed like that would have killed him in just like regular life. Maybe he'd been driving and he would actually got into a car accident and died. At least he could say like, I was relaxed afterwards, and then I went to the hospital.
How aggressive do you gotta be to yourself? Like, did it owe you money? Did it?
Beat it like it owed me money.
Exactly. Like, what did it do wrong that you beat it so badly that you get put in a hospital for lungs?
How do you tell that story? Like, okay, so you're going in and you're like out of breath. And they're like, what did you do before this happened?
I went to a wedding.
I went to a wedding that had marijuana.
That had marijuana. Take us home.
All right. That was funny. and disturbing at the same time. Now it makes me think about my own alone time. But make sure, oh my God, I'm so thrown off by that. If this is the first time that you're on the channel, we always ask, why'd you start with WTF?
Why?
Especially after these two stories. We have other videos that we do on the channel, way better than this one, so make sure you subscribe as well as click the notification button so that way you can view those and not always be bothered by this nonsense that we do on WTF. But also too, if you do enjoy it, give us money. Go buy shirts. We have shirts that are available now on Amazon, so that way you'll get it with your Prime subscription. So that way you get it rushed to you. It'll be there as soon as possible.
4 days.
4 days is what I'm seeing. The printing and delivery about 4 days if you have Amazon Prime. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have Amazon Prime, just give us some money. Just go ahead and give us some money. Go to Patreon, donate anywhere from $1 on up, and it'll get you unlocked to some of the videos that we don't air on the channel, some of our behind the scenes stuff, some of our blooper stuff, sometimes some of our videos that where I just didn't feel like editing and I just threw them on, there.
And there's a lot of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of those on there. But make sure that you do support the channel in any way, form, or fashion.
For Aspen, Art, and Carla, wherever the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And have a happy ending.
Real quick, if you're still here, because we do these into the video little blooper things. If you're still here, look down. There's a link here for Patreon. If you guys like the show, please give us money. Give us money. We'll take a penny. We'll take a nickel. We'll take a dime. We'll take $1. We have some stuff on there that we're giving away on Patreon if you do contribute, because trust me, we need help. We need help. We want to buy new equipment, and we need an editor. Somebody who doesn't have to stay up in the middle of the night. Or they'll have to stay up in the middle, but I won't have to do it. So please, down, patreon.com/thegoods. It's in the link. Please do it. We appreciate it. Top flight.